over the place at the moment.
Say that again.
You're freezing and stopping, and you're out of focus and all sorts. You're freezed again.
Yeah, I think my net's. I'm not sure it's the net on my laptop. I'm not getting very good.
I mean, you had problems with slingers the week before, didn't you?
I don't think my laptop fan is working anymore because it gets really hot. A couple of times I've heard it whir.
Yeah, you keep stopping and
starting. So I get the feeling the fan might have. Yeah, I think the fan might have packed up, and I'm.
Yeah, so say you're stopping and starting.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
He just froze.
It's kind of slow. There you go. Makes it in. Yeah.
Kyle, hi, great. That's Eric.
Hi.
He's having fun at the moment. Stopping and starting. He thinks his fan's up the creek.
Oh, it could be. Oh, there he goes again. That's quite entertaining.
We see his beard.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what he mainly wants you to see. What's the recipe today, Jim? You're gonna have to go down to the computer shop.
You're looking hot, Kyle. Is it hot where you are?
I had to change my shirt because the shirt I was wearing is so soaked. I have it outside drying off.
Oh goodness!
It was soaked through and through. I can't stop shaking, but I asked you to bring those Daredevil things on. I thought, well, it'd be tacky to ask you to bring something on and not at least make an appearance today. So we talked for a little while about Daredevil.
It's only been 28 degrees down here. I don't know about you up in London, Mark. What's it?
I think we hit about 30 today.
Yeah. But no, it's been warm all day.
Yeah.
It's warm, but it's not super hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better when you're retired. You don't have to. It's not like you have to sit in a sweaty office with no air conditioning.
That's right.
That's why I'm in my car right now. Okay. No, seriously. We're shooting the relatively famous podcast this afternoon, and every time they fucking do it, they have me turn off the fucking air conditioner, and it's 95 degrees here. Pardon my cussing, folks. I'm just venting a little bit. But so I came in my car and cranked my AC, and here I am. So it's hot. It's hot as crap here today.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, oh, Bill, turn off the AC. Oh, okay. Let me slip my wrist first.
But I hate it when it's sticky. I hate it.
Terry sounds good today. Did you get a new mic?
Well, I was just saying to the lads that I got a new microphone, but it didn't work. So I phoned up my computer guy, and he looked in the back for me, and he couldn't see why it didn't work. But when we went back to the mic that's actually in the computer, and for some unknown reason, it's decided to work 100 times better than it's ever done.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because on this, I mean, I'm talking to you on quarter volume. I was saying to them that before we came on, if I had it on full blast like I usually do, they could hear me in the next village.
Your hardware is mocking you. Let's just say
exactly. You know, I spent loads of money on microphones and I didn't actually need them. You just needed this thing to be kicked in the pants. So,
100%.
I mean, well, at the moment, cross fingers. Hopefully, it stays that way.
Has anybody seen Superman yet?
No, we've seen it on Monday.
It's not out in the UK till tomorrow.
Well, neither here. Well, they had a few days where Amazon allowed people to get tickets early. So people have seen it here, but it hasn't really, until tomorrow here too. But Phil's taking us all to see it on Sunday evening, so I'll get to see it then. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, I've got some respite, so I'm seeing it on Monday. So.
That's awesome. I hope it's as good as I hear it is.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are just saying that they was complaining at the start that before it was shown to anybody that there was too many characters in it. But according to a lot of people, they're saying it hasn't made a blind bit of difference, sort of thing. The too many characters hasn't taken away from the fact it's a Superman film. So hopefully that's right.
It's literally a comic book movie. I mean, why wouldn't you be able to include as many characters as you wanted? And he's really big on that. He wants to do a freaking Batmite miniseries.
Oh,
how on earth that would work? I know. Hey man, he brought the Polka Dot Man to the screen.
Yeah, the Polka Dot Man was good, but
everybody fell in love with him until he was like stomped on by Starro. It was really pretty sad and pathetic. But no, he says he definitely wants to use Batmite in something. I would love to see him.
But
I'd love to see Batmite in the Pattinson movies.
Where
Pattinson has to put up with fucking Batmite. It'd serve him right for being a Brit who tries to play an American hero. Fuck that guy. I'm kidding, guys. That's a joke. Hey, Kyle, how's it going?
I'm already loving how much James Gunn and all of them are trolling the right wingers so hard. They're like, yeah, this is an immigrant story and it's an American story.
And they hate it because it's an immigrant story. That's the funny thing.
Sorry, excuse me. I must be getting confused here. He's always been an immigrant ever since 19.
Yeah, but the right wing are losing their minds. They're like, oh, Superman's being so woke. And it's like, duh. What the character was built on.
Only since 1938 in his first appearance. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, he's Uberman. He's like the ultimate. He doesn't have the hang-ups the rest of us do because he's an immigrant. I'm just saying. And he doesn't even have an accent, Kyle. Oh, how could they hate him?
Yeah.
And he's white.
Come
on. Yeah. And he's white. Oh, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, and something else. How close is that area down in Texas to flooded out to you?
50 minutes.
Okay. Not very right close, but not far either.
Right. Well, close enough to be real. It's real regardless, but yeah. It's hit a lot of our community hard, and I haven't lost anybody yet, but a lot of my friends have, and it's look, the river rose by 35 feet in 40 minutes. In 40 minutes.
I thought it was 24 feet in 20 minutes.
No, it was. This is what I heard today. The latest is it was 35 feet in 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
And number one, I'm not one to try to lessen the blow on Trump or Abbott. But I mean, seriously, I don't know any way you could have prepared for this because there's nothing that can register that kind of stuff that early.
No,
and
yeah, Bill, there very much is. They're very
no,
very,
but
very
not that.
Is.
Well, no, it was
upstream indicators that say there's a flood coming would have given them an hour. an hour over 10 seconds is
Well, you're right.
a world
You're
of
right.
difference.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
Yeah,
you're right.
excuse me,
But
this is not just Trump, is it? This is the administrations over the last 20, 30 years, isn't it? All of them should have done that.
Kind of, except the Democrats always favored funding like early warning systems
And
and
did they do it?
Huh?
They didn't do it though, did they?
Well, not in cases like this. I don't know if there's anything that can really let them know. I mean, in all understanding with Kyle's not wrong, but I don't know what technology we can have.
Do you know what they've had in the ocean for 50 years?
Water,
Fish,
buoy markers that tell you that go up and down by 2 feet that tell you if a tsunami's coming. Same technology. They've had it for 50 years. Texas rejected it.
Do you really think this could have been that? I mean, this could have been. I don't know.
Yeah, they could have got ahead of it. It was an hour's lead time.
Immediate.
An hour lead time. There was an hour lead time.
Well, they did fail.
Who would want 40 minutes?
They did fail us all on that.
Yeah, who would want 40 minutes or 10 seconds? You'd want the 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, they could have got the kids up and got them out.
Right.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cheap thing. The Texas legislature has shot that early warning system down for 20 years. And the mayor of that town gets on TV and goes, well, I wasn't in the administration when it happened, but I've been here the whole time. I'm like, sit down, shut up. It's a cheap system. And the advanced radar things that
I don't
say,
disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Any lead time would have saved 100 lives. Any lead time.
Well, the problem is that it would have been. I mean, some people wouldn't have even woken up because it was in the middle of the night. And,
dude, when there's an emergency and you're a counselor, you go through picking kids up and throwing them over your shoulder.
Well, and they did that. And they
did that with 10 seconds to spare, not 10 minutes.
Right. Well, no, you're absolutely right. And
it's the most basic, it looks basic like systems.
But if you have in Japan,
guys, I'm going to get my Daredevil stuff.
All right. If you have the most basic thing that tracks the flood walls, and it says it went up to that upstream, that gives you that lead time from where it hits that to where it hits them. And it took 40 minutes to get to them. 40 minutes lead time.
Since I'm on the clock, I'm going to mute my mic and go back in and see if they're done yet. If they aren't, I'll come back out.
Darren loves gray beards. Splat the man is backstage. Darren's backstage. That was the other big thing I wanted to make sure of, to check on Darren to see how he was doing. Darren's backstage, G. Yeah, it's unforgivable for any and all of them. None of them have an excuse. Republicans, Democrats, any politicians that's held an office anywhere around a floodplain in any state has no excuse not to have advance warning for this. Because they're cheap systems. You know what I mean?
To be honest, Carl, this country does the same thing anyway. I mean, it's always a blame thing. Yes, well, now that person's been killed, we'll do something about it. I mean, there's a little dual carriageway down in Christchurch, sort of, where I live, and there's a sign there, some big road sign, and it's been leaning to the right for months. I mean, I've even reported it to the council. But I mean, so many other people have done so as well. But it's slowly leaning to the right. What's happened is the big cement plinth has come out of the ground because where it is, it's so soggy there. Eventually, the water has caused it to loosen. And it's moving really over that way. Eventually, it will fall over. And it's a bloody big sign. It's held on by cement posts. Yeah. So it's got to weigh something. and it's slowly moving over. Eventually, that will fall over. And if it don't kill somebody, I'll be very surprised. But it will do a bloody lot of damage, whatever. And then they'll do something about it.
And it's insane because they're like, we won't spend $50 million on it now.
No.
And almost no one there had flood insurance because it's $6,000 a month for flood insurance. Who the hell could afford that?
It's crazy.
Who the hell can afford that? You know,
it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's a criminal racket, and then they pay out fortunes. These families, you know, they could have spent $50 million and had a system in place that would have saved most of the lives. Maybe not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
You know, but just simple stuff. And then they gut these programs. They're like, they're not important. Really? They're not important?
No, well, it seems to say they all seem to move afterwards. And some don't even move after the fact, do they? That's the trouble.
No, and some people can't. And it's insanity. It's utter insanity. You know, then they get these conspiracy theorists going so nuts that this guy in Oklahoma went and attacked a radar station and tore down a tornado radar station because he's wrapped up in conspiracy. It's like, it's nuts. Just invest the thing to protect the people, especially the kids. Especially the kids. You know, if you're going to say fuck the people, build old folks' homes there and move the kids' camps a little further up the hill so they can walk further to get to the water. You know? But they're just saying fuck the people. And it ain't about political parties. It's about fucking money, and more money, and more money, and greedy fuckers that just need to not be anymore. Yeah.
We should probably talk about comics.
Yeah.
Right. I have got in front of
Go,
me
Mark, go.
Daredevil Annual 4.
Yeah.
You ready to have your mind blown, Terry?
You'll make me large, Gray.
You say
I don't know
Darren's,
if Gray's paying attention because Darren's been backstage for a minute. So
Darren's backstage.
So there's Daredevil 4. Annual 4, rather. Which is, you know, it's okay. There's nothing too spectacular about it.
It's
But
got Daredevil, Subby, and Panther fighting.
it has, indeed. But what I actually do have, and I as part of a trade with Kyle, is I have the original colorist's work.
Oh, lovely.
So
From Marvel?
Yeah.
the way comics used
So
to
it's
work.
Maurice Severin.
This is no longer how they do it. It's all done with computers.
It's Maurice Severin, isn't it?
No,
It's not Maurice
yeah.
Severin.
It looks like it.
It's
I'm
colorist.
brain farting the name.
Well, the other guy that colored back then was the guy who wound up being the president of
Bonnie Wilford.
Archie.
Wilford.
What?
Bonnie Wilford.
Never heard of them. Wow.
Bonnie, I want to think it's a her.
It's a her, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so they used to do this. They used to do
Oh no,
all colours,
absolutely.
and this used to go to the printers with the sort of advice.
I have a ton of those. Hey, Darren. Hey, Stevie.
That's
Stevie Ray
Yeah.
Sheffield.
Now if you can blow him
Stevie
up,
Ray
you can
Sheffield.
show
Guys, I'm just showing. This is something I got from Kyle a few years ago. This is Daredevil Annual 4, but what's special is that I have all the original colorists' work for Daredevil Annual 4. So this is the colorist who was Bonnie Wilford, and this is her work where she takes the roughs and she puts the colors on, and this is what goes to the printers to give them the guidance for the colors to use. It's no longer done like this, of course. The colorist job no longer exists. They've all gone. Or if they do exist, they're people who just sit at computers.
They had to stop doing it that way because of the wax shortage.
Yeah. Now hold one up close to the camera so you can see the number breakdown for the Y. Are they even coming through?
Have you got every page, Mark?
Just about. I've got lots of them.
That's awesome.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got like a dozen of them.
So that no, I've got more than a dozen. You can see up there. I think you can you see the B3 R3?
Yeah.
So that's the sort of giving the sort of color codes to the 1, 2, 3.
I bought a lot.
5,
I bought a
6,
lot of stuff from Tony
7,
Tolan. Who
8.
Tony was a colorist for DC for over 30 years. And
Again,
Tony,
you can see.
that's great. And Tony is Tony's coming to. Well, we have Joe Rubenstein at the store on Saturday, so we have a meet and greet dinner Friday night, and Tony will be there. Thank God. That's pretty exciting for us. But I bought quite a few. I bought quite a few of those from him.
You know what else is unique about that batch of those, Mark?
What's unique, Kyle?
They used to do editorial corrections on photo stats. Those are photo stats, basically. They used to do editorial corrections on the negatives and things like that. Take a look at a couple of those. There's wording and editorial corrections done on those.
Yeah, that I can see them.
For reference.
Yeah.
There's blotted out word balloons and corrections.
Yeah, you can see it down here.
On there.
See, all those word balloons have been Tipp-Ex'd out.
Yes, Gray. He did color most of those. You're absolutely right.
So I've got 16 of those.
That's amazing.
So it's not every page, but it's not bad. I mean, how many pages is this? 32, so it's probably half the pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of those 32 pages are adverts, aren't they?
No, it's more than 32. It's 40,
it's an annual, isn't it? Yes.
It's 48 pages. So
hey, everybody, say hi to Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Everybody. It's all about comics. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Phil, for that drive-by response.
Yeah,
That's
if
why I
there's
love
48
this guy.
pages, if there's 48 pages including ads, that you wouldn't have the ad pages there. So you only got to count the story pages.
Yeah. So I've probably got half the story pages, probably.
Yeah, the ad pages, for the most part, weren't colored by comic colorists.
No.
And then the crazy part to it, because I love telling this story. Anybody want to guess what I paid for all those?
Nothing.
Closest wins. Closest wins.
Nothing.
18 quid.
$30.
$5.
$3 million.
$3 million.
That's
Now,
crazy.
granted, I got those
far
like
away
30 years ago, and the guy didn't even care he had them. He didn't even. I mean, he was a comic shop owner, but he didn't care.
I paid more than that.
Inflation, Mark. Inflation. Just compound
Well,
interest.
granted, that'll be 50 years old in November.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's
That'll be
scary,
50
isn't it?
years old in November. Yeah, they're worth considerably more. So, Darren, how are you?
Yeah.
Unbelievably, considering that 36 hours ago I was on an operating table, right now I'm experiencing zero pain and zero discomfort, and I wouldn't even know I'd been in hospital.
Oh, good news.
But yeah, pretty quick, aren't they?
I'm astonished, truly astonished. So
Is that the 3 bottles of rum you've had? Is it?
Yeah. Well, I've got morphine, paracetamol, and lidocaine in me, but they're great.
That's why you haven't got no pain.
No, there's no pain. No, I mean, the docs suggest it was a fistula basically, which is a sort of a tunnel on the sort of lining. So all they were going to do, they didn't know how big it was. So if it was a big one, it would take. They would do a band like this, which slowly over time breaks it open. But if it was a small one, they were just going to cut it. And if it was a medium one, they were going to cut it and stitch it open. It turned out to be like small and trivial, so they just went chop and said, "Get the fuck out." And so I was like, "Yay!" So it was painful for the first day because I had like a sponge to soak up the blood and whatever up my sort of back passage. And Dad drove me home from hospital, hitting every pothole on the road. So I was like this.
Yeah.
I was like being raped by the entire All Blacks rugby team 15 times over. But when I got home, so then I just had a day, and then the first like trip to the toilet was a little bit painful, and then that was it really. So just the drugs sort of kicked in nicely, and honestly, what a great, really quick recovery. So I can't lift anything heavy for another 10 days, but other than that, yeah, mad deals. Yeah, mad deals. Woo! While the canaries are flying around my head, yeah. So, yeah, all good. The best possible result.
Oh, brilliant.
And I don't have to go back. There's nothing else to be done now. So, other than like a talky meeting. So, like a checkup, but there's no hospital visits now. I mean, I've got other things that need sorting on my body, but that bit now is done.
There you go. So was that the first one to sneak in an order?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were like lightning fast. Yeah.
I've put some in the shopping basket. Or I'm considering whether I'm going to get them or see sense and not get any of them. We'll see how I go with that.
Well, the second person to order was someone who said, "I would never even be interested in any of those shitty marbles."
Order in. Can you believe it?
Oh my God!
Excuse me. Has Mr. DC from Sheffield ordered some Marvel comics?
Bloody
It's
hell.
probably TV
Nearly
time.
a third of the stuff
Is it
he's ordered.
TV
It's all like
times,
it's all
Steve?
gone.
I got all the stuff that you wanted, Mark.
Yeah, I wondered where it all bloody gone. You take all the bloody romance stuff. There's no romance stuff there at all.
I haven't actually reviewed the order. I only caught one line from it, but he did get one cracker in there.
Yeah, the problem with Tempest is he likes all the same weird stuff that I do.
It's I hate going on a Whatnot stream and seeing you on there.
Yeah,
I know it's going to be a problem.
I know. As soon as I appear on the Whatnot stream and I see Tempest there, I think, "Oh shit." I sometimes just let him have them, because we bid for the same stuff.
Oh yeah, I've just had a quick scan down what you got, Tempest. There's some good stuff in there.
So did you see my message?
The Star Wars reprint is a beauty.
Yeah.
How is he going to pass your committee, though, Steve? How's he going to pass the Sheffield committee if you're going to show those?
I won't let him know. They'll never know about it.
And you're not going to show them?
No.
Oh, you're not going to do an advert for Darren then? I got these from Splat Comics.
He's got a secret confidential stack that he keeps under the floorboards.
I'll replace them with some DC stuff instead.
All these comics are going to come flying down. All these comics are going to come flying down from his ceiling one day, and we're going to know he's been storing them up in the rafters.
I put some horror stuff into my back, but I have to say, Darren, you're right on my edge of what I'm prepared to pay.
That's where I like to be.
I know it is. So I'm not sure. I haven't decided whether to click the buy button or not, or wait for some discount.
Oh, and I thought long and hard about should I sort of offer any discount, and I simply can't justify it because it's the first time these are going on sale anywhere. I have to give them their best chance at getting the most money. Yeah. I did consider it long and hard and thought about all the different,
But even to your biggest customer, I don't get like 5% or something.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
In fact, the more people ask, I usually put a premium on top. So
that's kind of why I didn't just pick two really pricey comics. I thought I'd leave you the more expensive stuff that'll be easier to sell. I thought, I could do two comics, but I could do without them too. You know, you can make some real money off
It's all
of
the
2
same
O's
to me,
fish.
Kyle. Right? You earn the money, Kyle. You have the right to spend it on whatever you want.
Well, and like I said, I don't know if you saw the message, but I come up about £8 short or 8 bonuses short. If you want to throw that to Gray, he's more than welcome to it.
Well, we'll figure something out because
don't
you
do
also
that.
pay
He's another
postage to
bugger
the
buys the
States.
same stuff I do.
You paid postage to the States, Carl, and if you want me to send them to Gray, then obviously I don't have to pay the postage to the States. So we'll figure something out.
No, I mean
fairly...
the £8. I don't mean the comics. I mean the £8 I got left over.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you wanted me to send the £8 to Gray? Oh, I thought you wanted me to send. I thought you wanted me to send the comics to Gray, so Gray could send them on to you. Oh, I get it. Right. Well, that was a lucky conversation.
No, I didn't want to go through anymore looking for £8 worth of books where Graham could go nuts on £8 and get like 6 or 7 books for £1 and get them shipped, you know.
Well, if they'd have ended up getting sent to Gray's house by error, Gray'd have opened and gone, oh, look, these shitty Marvel, and he'd have coloured them in, cut them up, and given them away for free in AOK.
No, but I figure he could put that to better use because I couldn't even look at the screens anymore. Once I got there, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to go fishing for $1 bucks. And
the one bizarre one that's in your order, and you're going to have to tell me the story about why you want it, is the Silver Surfer #2 in the limited series.
I can never find it here.
Really? Wow.
I can find 3 copies of issue 1 in the dollar bin every time I go to the store. Can never find issue 2.
That's the Morbius one.
Of what? Yeah, it's the Mobius one. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's Silver Surfer Parables.
It's hard to find, Carl. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but it is
pretty good.
And it's a $1 book.
Number one you can see all the time. Number 2 is much more difficult to find. It must have been a lower print run.
Well, that 2-issue set, when I was a collector, I was about 18 years old. I bought that off the newsstands, and not only that, that also got issued in a hardback book format. As I had that as well as a kid.
Yeah, that they made that a Marvel graphic novel. That's what Marvel graphic novel 50 is that. The later graphic novels, that's all they did was they took them limited series and turned them into graphic novels.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured I'm good with a handful of comics. I'm not going to try and pack down $8 and just give $8 or 8 bonus points or whatever you call it to Graham for his order. Scratch them off my order because I ain't gonna be ordering nothing else. I love you, but it doesn't matter if I hit money. I'm just gonna be throwing it at doctors. So
yeah.
I can't be throwing money at comics. So
no. Well, I was just so pleased to, because I didn't know how badly I would be recovering, during this period. So I was so pleased to get everything ready the day before I had to have
that was good. Yeah.
Perfect timing, really.
I think it was really admirable that you hit your 15th target for launching.
Yeah. Well, sooner or later it had to happen. Purely by chance.
100%.
No, I did. There was a lot of work involved in the final stages that was new to me. It was a nightmare because the last time I did any kind of big upload was with a different website provider. So I'd assumed that it was going to be pretty much the same process. It turned out to be quite a bit different.
Yeah.
In
one of the things that I'm missing, I think, that you used to have on your old website.
Yeah.
Is categories. So I went, can I look at all the horror comics? No. That is one of the things that
Gray wants to pat your bottom. I just want to say that.
Thank you very much, Gray. Ow!
It's the most action you've seen in months.
Luckily, it's already numb enough to not kill your pat. It's very numb after the All Blacks rugby team raped it 15 times over. But the categories is a different way of doing it on this new site. And
Darren, can we do a haka in honor of your ass?
A what?
A haka.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the All Blacks. We'll do a haka for your ass.
Let's do it, Kyle. Hold on.
And then let him have you.
Please be careful. If you're in your car, you could well get arrested for doing that in your car.
And right in front of the store too. Phil really needs that kind of backlash.
There's somebody looking out. There's somebody looking out their front window now, going, "Mum, come quickly."
Yeah,
There's a strange man.
He's having a seizure.
Total seizure.
One of the remaining tasks to do is to do category management, because it's a completely different way of doing categories on the new site than it is on the old site. And on the old site, I had it, when you do these things once every couple of years, you forget how to do them. So I'm used to know how to do it on the old site. I haven't got the hang of doing it on the new site, but it is in my thoughts all the time whether to reintroduce those kind of categories again. I want to do a category called Fantastic Four, because the film is going to be out very close to the launch.
Yes, and that's not that critical, because if you want Fantastic Four, you just type in title Fantastic Four.
You can. There's another one. I want to do a Superman category. Just these are for more casual shoppers. You want to just kids who went to the cinema, saw the film, and they just roll up on the site and don't know where to go. They've never seen a comic before. But if I just say Superman comics and Fantastic Four comics, you might just get a little bit going on. But yes, they're not critical. But I
will tell you this: we sold $1,700, our biggest sale ever, to this guy about a month ago, and he wanted to read the actual stories from the comics. He wasn't. I don't think he was even really speculating. I think this is just one of those weird deals. So we sold $1,700 worth of Fantastic Four, and it was a big stack too. We had two big stacks in our cabinets. And dude, that person diminished us by like 60% in that one sale. We've had 3 great sales in the last month, and I mean individual sales, not sales, but and they've all been like over $1,000, and one of them was a friend of mine who bought a Conan 1 and a bunch of other really good books. Bought our cowgirl romances that we had. But for the most part, I don't, we have a Rubenstein coming in this weekend, and we're really pushing the Superman stuff, but because he did quite a bit of Superman stuff. But I don't know if people really want to go grab the comics because of the movie. I think maybe they want to do that before the weekend.
No, I'm not sure about that. The new people will do that. People who go to the movie and never really been into it.
Oh, well, no, we just haven't seen a lot of that, though, Mark.
I wonder if I can go and buy a comic.
Yeah.
So the new people will do it.
And I agree. I remember
and
the
cool
kids seeing Yellow Submarine, and then I went and I bought the comic book. So, yeah, no, you're right.
On the James Gunn, when James Gunn did one of the things, I can't remember which one it was, when over at DC, maybe it was James Gunn, or maybe not, maybe I'm getting confused. But they said the Flash, it was the Flash. So it was before James Gunn. When they put the comic set that they said, read these comics or something, actually as part of the trailers and the movie and stuff. And I noticed that there was a trailer out for Marvel Fantastic Four, where again they held up Marvel First Four family just today. So it's great that the publicity from Marvel and DC are actually putting the comics on view as part of their trailer type stuff.
Yeah,
that will help. It won't. All of a sudden, the whole world won't suddenly start buying comics, but it will help.
The movie's got to be really good for it to work.
But yeah, so,
I think the FF movie is going to be fantastic. No pun intended.
I think Superman are going to be great. But also, I wanted to introduce those categories again, Mark, because I do think that they're fun. And also, I want to have the alphabetical categories, just A, B, C, whatever. I deliberately don't put subcategories in there because I want people to just go there and browse for hours and just lose themselves browsing. But so in the challenges that came in the last couple of days were all the photos needed to be uploaded, as you know, and taken off the camera, they came to 30 gigabytes. Now I had to get them down to something like 4 gigabytes, so they had to be compressed. And so I had to find an online compression tool that would compress 23,000 comics for free. And they exist. I was amazed they exist. So I did like 23 batches of 1,000 each, and it took about 20 minutes a batch. So I just played World of Warcraft while waiting for the batch to come back to me. It was great. But then at that point, I was like, right, upload. So I got uploaded. I uploaded all the images to the website. I put a test product in, and the image, instead of being like comic shape, which is what's comic shape, like that. Okay, so the tall bit, I don't know how to. So let's say a comic is tall like that, yeah. Came out like that, squashed. So it just so the long edge was the width, and I was like, no. Anyway, after much discussion with support, I'd rotated them through 90 degrees using the normal Microsoft just file explorer thing, and that puts the rotating bit of the code in a bit that's not read on my website provider. So it had to be done by a proper photo editor rotation. So all of a sudden, with like 12 hours of work maximum to go before I had to leave for the operation, I then had to rotate 23,000 images and then upload them all and still upload the products and stuff. And couldn't believe it. There's a rotating tool online for free as well, and that was like super fast and super easy. So final thing was just rotate the images, upload the products, link them in. Jobs are good.
That looks very good. The images look good.
So I'm delighted with the result. Absolutely over the moon. And what a relief as well to have actually got there after such a long time.
I'd have got lost on a computer screen just swimming around them comics, but it is a nightmare on a little telephone, just scrolling.
Yeah,
it is.
Scrolling.
Bill, you haven't put in an order yet, have you?
Who are you asking?
Bill.
No, Bill's the naughty boy. Bill, you need to make a friggin' account on the shop or you can't see the stock.
But hey, Bill, this is a heads up just so you know. My shipping was 27 pounds or 27.50 for like $17. So just keep in your head that it's going to be like $2 a buck to get it shipped here.
It can be.
How much did I spend on shipping from you before? Like, I paid like $200, didn't I?
It's crazy. It's because yours were annual, which are like a kilo each or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
It's
not
all
quite a kilo,
weight.
but yeah, they weigh more than your typical comic.
But yeah, like 20 comics will set you back like $40 in shipping, roughly.
No, I get it.
It might be less. It might be less.
And now you know why I piggybacked. Now you know why I piggybacked on Phil to send my shit to Mark.
Yeah.
You know?
and again, I mean, if you're buying bigger books, it just kind of sucks right into it.
And here was me thinking
I
you'd done that
grabbed two
altruistically.
cheap dollar books.
Yeah,
but
your little hack helped me a lot too.
And Darren, remember not to put your superhero paper on them.
Yeah, not on the outside anyway.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Suspicious packaging. That is the most
absurd,
obnoxious shit.
No, but that's exactly why that second one took me a month to get. I'm convinced now. And I asked my friend, and he goes, oh, he put stickers on there and stuff. He goes, oh yeah, they flag all that stuff immediately.
Oh, well, that's the last time I do that then.
And yet, on top, there's
I don't know if you heard me, but my friend at UPS said, oh yeah, they flagged that stuff immediately.
Shipping labels are on top, the customs labels are on top, but it's like, nope, they flagged it for suspicious.
Guys, I have to show you some pickups I got. This new guy came onto Whatnot. Guy down there was there as well. And he had some great stuff.
You featured some nice stuff in that.
It wasn't Chris Mason.
This is Blue Moon Comics. This is a Batman and Robin number 11.
That's Norwegian.
It's Swedish. From Sweden. It's 1954, and it's in probably very fine condition.
Oh my god!
That is as rare as anything. There are about 10 of these. Not this issue. There are 10 of this run on the CGC census. Number 11 is not one of them. So I'm going to go and send that off to CGC, and that will be the only CGC copy of this particular comic. And
Why didn't you want mine then, Mark? That confuses me.
I didn't know you had one, Kyle.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them, and you're like, "Nah, I'm not interested." I have a whole bunch of foreign Batmans.
Yeah, but
Depends
that's
what they are, Kyle.
what he has is a little different.
Now, granted, the only 50s
If you've got any Swedish ones from 1950 that you want to sell me for 50 quid, I'll buy them.
So did
Or,
you
any,
send
or
those,
any other Swedish magazines as well, Kyle.
did you send those, Mark?
No.
Did you send those two Fantastic
No,
Fours
Kyle
off to be
has
graded
very
yet?
peculiar
I hope
taste.
not.
Kyle has very peculiar taste, Tempest. I wouldn't want any of these Swedish magazines.
Yeah. Now, granted, my latter Lappins are from the 60s, and my 50s one was that World's Finest. Where you found one too.
This is also ultra rare. You know, I've shown you some IW comics recently. I'd actually been looking at this online. This is one of the most expensive of the IW comics because the cover artist, does anybody know who the cover artist is?
Victor?
Von Bode.
LB Cole.
LB Cole.
Yeah.
Who?
LB Cole.
Oh, Cole. Oh, that doesn't even look like Cole.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it even more valuable.
And again, ultra rare. There's about 2 on the CGC census.
A nice rate, that again.
Mark, have you shown that one to Alan?
I will do. When I say I'll see him on Saturday, I will show it to him.
And Mark, that Hong Kong Batman's the only one on the census, right?
Well, I haven't had it graded, Kyle.
I thought you got it graded when you got the autograph certified.
No, haven't done that one.
That's right.
This is another IW comic. Again, very rare. Mighty Atom #1, and I think, and that is, nobody knows who the cover artist is. But it certainly looks to me like an Astro Boy ripoff.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And the timing is about right. It's about 1954.
Yeah.
And the other really one I was really pleased to pick up because I had been wanting this is House of Secrets, the first Eclipso.
Ah, great.
Yeah.
I'm not happy, Mark.
Sorry, you're not happy. That's just
You should have
amazing.
punched for that one, didn't you, Steve?
just amazing. I mean, I got a bunch of other stuff as well, but those are the high. I mean, you know, he had. I mean, you just never see stuff like this on not normally. You know, early House of Mysteries.
And I think again that the because they're so rare, there's probably not a lot of people to compete against.
No, I mean, 1 or 2 people like Tempest were going for them, but you know, that Batman, I think could be worth $1,000 or more.
Yeah.
Looking at the others that I've seen, you know, to get that 50 quid is just a complete steal.
Yeah.
But nobody on Whatnot's really prepared to pay more than about 50 to 60 quid for anything.
Yeah, because they're all out there for a bargain.
Is it actually Batman number 11 that's reprinted?
No, it's actually Batman number 85.
Yeah.
So that's the cover of Batman 85 from 1954. So this is the same year. So they got the covers from the same year, but obviously they were out of sequence.
Yeah.
This is the Kyle. The reason this is different to your ones is this is an earlier series. There was this is Landerlappen and Robin, which was a much earlier series. There was then a Landerlappen, just a straight Batman series that started running about 10 years later in the 60s.
Yeah.
This is much rarer.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, that 1951 Stallmannen, when you found that other one. I couldn't believe you found one. It's like, I've only ever seen one, and I got it when you found one.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But I told you, those sons of bitches are hard to find because they just... They're soft paper. They just don't last. They're like Charltons. They're on paper you'd never expect to survive.
These things are crazy prices and really difficult to find. And you haven't got any on your website, Darren, unless Tempest had already nicked them.
Yeah, he took a full set.
Millie the model.
No, I rarely come across them because in the old days when I was buying stuff, I would have said no to that because I was only looking for 1960s superhero stuff.
Yeah.
In the new days, the only time that I would have said yes to anything like that is since the Dobson stuff came along and you guys educated me so much about the breadth and to because it's one thing to know how rare something is, but it's another thing to know how to sell it, you need customers who want it. So these days, what I would look for in a collection is different to what it was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Mark,
romance stuff. So,
Mark, here's some knowledge you may not know or you may know thoroughly. But with that Millie the model, do an absolute page count on that. Look for paper doll cutouts.
oh, right. Yes, that's a good point, Kyle. I will do
Put that
that.
aside for paper doll cutouts. 40s and 50s, they always had paper doll cutouts.
It's going to get a bit more evenly.
And a lot of times you won't even notice because girls were so savvy back then, they'd take an X-Acto knife right down the center page where they could take a page out and you'd never even notice.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Kyle.
Love it. No, I don't. Honestly, not even.
But yeah, it's an easy enough page count because that Millie the model was late 40s, early 50s.
See that?
I mean, did you take some of these tempers?
That really annoyed me because the ones that I didn't want, nobody else wanted, so they all went cheap. And the ones that I needed, if other people wanted, so they all went like 2 or 3 times the price.
I know exactly the same happened to me. It must be, I don't know what. Yeah, exactly the same happened to me. Tempers. The ones I didn't want went for about 3 or 4 quid.
Very annoying.
I forget to do my tab.
He had a full set of these in really high grade.
Oh yeah, you do.
A great Scott cover. Yep. He just did a video on that.
Oh, it's lovely.
I don't know why I bought this.
You're into Western now.
No, I know why I bought it. It's because it's a Len Miller reprint.
It's an L Miller one.
Oh, I was going to say that's a 50s Charlton, isn't it?
No, but yes, it is. But if you look at the reason I buy it is I collect Len Miller reprints, and if you look there, that says LM, 6D. So that is in a Len Miller reprint.
And then that little Charlton box up in the corner, that little Charlton triangle will tell you that's 1957 to 61.
Yeah, Glenn Miller, not Glenn Miller.
Not Glenn Miller, no.
Oh. I forgot my microphone's on.
We can hear it all. You've told now.
This is what I was missing. I'm not missing many Fantastic Fours.
No way. I've had multiples of those in. I'm not sure what grades though or prices.
This is a great cover. Ogden Whitney.
Nice.
The Fat Fury.
Herbie Popnecker.
Yeah.
Did you want that one as well? Tempest is seething down there. Oh, right. I did. This wasn't from the same guy. This is got one I picked up the other day off another seller who sold it at half price.
Planet of the Apes book and record, is that?
Isn't that a Neil Adams cover too?
I don't know, Kyle.
I'm pretty sure that's an Adams cover.
It could be.
He did the Tarzan book. Hell, I sent you the Tarzan book, didn't I? I know I sent you my Batman. I sent my Spider-Man to Australia.
Oh, we got another Millie the model.
Yeah, even though that gets into the 60s, check it for paper doll cutouts.
Yeah, no, I will. Patsy and Hetty, Career Girls.
Not bad little show. It's a nice easy
That's
show.
near the end of the run. That's issue 100-ish.
Yeah.
The Chelsea Detective.
Oh yeah.
If there's only one Planet of the Apes book and record set, then
there is. There's 4 of them.
Okay, right.
What number is that?
It is a bit chocolate boxy.
What number of Our Love Story is that?
Number 7.
heavy, but it's quite
Isn't that a money book?
I don't know, Kyle. Is it?
5 and 7 are money books, right?
Why?
Stranko and yeah, both Stranko. I thought it was Our Love Story. Isn't it Our Love Story 5 and 7? No, it's Love 70 and 71. Forget it. I'm thinking of the annual kind of things.
A nice Charlton one.
So obscure, this stuff.
This was I bought this for £3 and he threw in number 2 free. I really quite like these.
I sold my copy of issue 1 of that for $75.
What?
Wow.
I got it for 50 cents. I sold it for $75.
What?
Peter
Oh,
Baggy.
he sold. That was the cheapest comic of the night, I think. I think he went for about
Well, that looks like 1990s.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the modern one, yeah.
It's 1999.
It's Modern Underground.
It's DC.
The yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the Peter Baggy thing.
No.
Oh, well, he maybe didn't sell it for $75.
You didn't sell that for surely.
This was a Moon Knight. I collect Moon Knight. This is one of the few I was missing from the original run.
First
I've got a lot of Moon
Midnight.
Knight. I've seen my Moon Knight on the shop.
Have you? Oh, yes. I need to check your Moon Knights because I'm only missing a few. I haven't checked.
Hey,
I think that
for
was a
any
full
Moon
set.
Knight fans, I'm telling you, the Sienkiewicz run in Hulk magazine, like 10 through 22, there's like 9 of those have Sienkiewicz backup stories that predate the Moon Knight series. Get that Hulk magazine series of those, because it's even better than the comics, because there was no code or nothing on it. It was just balls out amazing.
Oh, I got some great Wonder Womans as well.
Oh, it's not a full set, but there are like most of the first 10.
First 10 of Moon Knight.
Moon Knight one, yeah.
I'll have a look at that because I'm only missing 1 or 2.
I thought I had way
Moon
more.
Knight
so I'm
1.
freaked out there. Maybe I have got. Hold on. Maybe it's just the way I'm sorting them.
Those will go. Moon Knight's very popular.
Oh yeah, I've got way more than that.
But yeah,
I've got like nearly
Sienkiewicz.
from 1 to 35 throughout. Nearly.
Before the comic series kicked off in '80, what Sienkiewicz did in the backup of them Hulk magazines was
Creatures on the Ramble.
kicks the balls of it.
That was it. Spend all my money.
Who's Man
These
Wolf's
creatures
dad?
on the loose, Mark. Whenever I buy a 70s collection, they're always in it.
What creatures on the loose?
Yeah. They were fairly common in collections bought by people of that era.
Yeah.
So you guys ain't Marvel guys, and Bill ain't even around right now, but it's still a fairly easy question. Who's Man Wolf's dad?
Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Show him that True Colours tonight.
Hang on, we're not taking any stick from you. You were the second person to buy Marvel comics from Splat.
Yeah. Yes, he's forsaken DC now. He's a true Marvelite.
I've always been a secret Marvel fan.
I'm a secret lemonade drinker.
I think I might have to do an expose video about you.
All the lies finally coming out.
The truth is revealed.
So I'm going to be taking it easy for the next 10 days. But
Hey, Mark, you can send the script to Sticky Goose.
yeah.
I haven't seen. I have no idea what he's doing. I've not heard of him for about 6 months.
So he's still bringing out videos, but as I say, I don't think there's as many watching as there were. I think they've slowly got pissed off with him. So.
Well, do you know, I haven't even thought of him till you just mentioned him for months.
That's true.
I think one of his biggest mistakes in terms of if he wanted to maintain a bigger presence was turning off the comments on his videos.
Yeah. Big mistake. These UK acolytes still stalk me. And he does appear occasionally on the Whatnot stuff. I think, did he appear on the Blue Moon stuff? I think he did. He appeared on the Blue, and he always asks the same question. He goes,
Right, are you eating?
I'm going to say what?
It's Gray, probably.
I was crinkling up some. Was it this? I was just fixing our comic book with some document tape. It's the backing for some document tape. I just threw it where the microphone was. Sorry.
Sounded like Godzilla attacking.
I didn't think it was that loud.
Steak.
I didn't think it was that near the microphone.
Yeah, so this guy, remember he appeared on our channel and asked questions like, do you think sellers have lost all heart or selling too much? But, do you remember? And he appeared on here, didn't he? Asking those type of questions under some alias or other.
Yeah.
He appeared on Blue Moon's thing as well.
Was that him? Guy who kept coming on our channel. That was actually.
No, it wasn't Blue. This is the UK guy who's a sort of blue sticky goose sort of disciple. He's a complete dollop.
Just got that the other day.
Ooh.
From Space Knight, that's cool.
I'm very close to buying Larry's 70 at the moment. I'm just waiting for some photos from the fella.
Is that the Catwoman?
Yeah. I've just I've been accruing money on my Patreon. I've got $150 accrued on my Patreon at the moment, so I'm trying to cash it into buy Larry's 70.
That was this is some of the stuff I got off that.
Nice.
So that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Stream it.
Oh yes, I'll let you get all those. I didn't bid on any of those.
Strange mystery.
There you go. That's one you got I didn't get.
I still need a few of those myself.
Yeah, you see.
I just think it's such a great stories to stagger the imagination from beyond the unknown. It's just so bombastically brilliant.
Oh, you got as many as I did. Between the two of us, we probably picked all of them up.
There was that one other guy
I thought you got a load of those from me.
How much were they going for?
I mean, these were like 10, 12, 13 quid-ish.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
They weren't that dear. It's just that other people were interested in the ones that...
That's an L Miller. Is that an L Miller? That little symbol on the...
yeah, I was going to...
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Early Ditko space adventure there.
Daring Adventures. Danger. That's what you should wear a T-shirt saying. Steve.
You got those at a reasonable price, didn't you? There was about for about
Fantastic Adventures. What even is that one?
Who published that?
Are these all L Millers?
No.
Is that DC? No.
No. It looks like Atlas.
AGC or someone.
It's got Super Comics in the top corner. And then this wasn't off that stream, but that was just a random.
Did you say Super Comics? Those are Canadian Super Comics reprints. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Nice 10-cent Strange Adventures. Can't go wrong with a Strange Adventure.
I also got, you know, we were talking on when I showed some Fantastics on one of my videos, Terry, and you were saying about Smash and what have you. Smash and Pal.
Yeah, Smash and Pal, yeah.
Yeah, I got I had a look for some Smash comics.
Smash.
Oh wow!
Oh, there you go. It's got Batman on it. I didn't know Smash did Batman.
Yeah.
What year is that from?
What year was that? 66.
Oh.
I have that issue from my birthday, November 18th.
But then inside, you've also got the Hulk.
The Marvels.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't know Smash did.
That's a crossover I didn't know existed.
First ever Marvel DC crossovers.
Yeah.
I don't know where these Batman stories come from, though. I've not had a chance to look them up because I don't recognise them.
I don't remember. I used to have those Smash, but I don't remember Batman.
I used to get Smash. I never remember seeing Batman in them.
No, I don't.
Maybe they're
Those
forgeries.
really old, don't they? They look like. I mean, if they're not, they can't be original stories, surely.
No,
they're not
It might be from the comic strips, mightn't they?
Yeah, I highly doubt they're originals.
I've got a few of them. So now I'm going to have to see if I can pick up every issue of Smash Comics that's got
Wow.
it's got Batman on the front.
How many are there?
Well, these are up to these are up to 80.
Well, I mean,
Problem with
Smash.
the British stuff, of course, published weekly, he gets through material really quickly.
Yeah.
Is that Batwoman there? That's Batwoman, isn't it? So when
Yeah.
was she? So that's got to be after whenever she first appeared.
I mean, that is 67, so...
Yeah, well, she
When did she appear? What was she?
66.
Well, it's pretty quick after the American comics, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite close in time. But some of the other ones look like much older.
I just don't remember them being on the front there because I mean, Smash was the last one, wasn't it?
I remember
they all amalgamated into Smash eventually, didn't they?
Every Monday, 7 shilling.
Mm.
How much? A shilling.
7 shilling, I think.
7
shillings.
shillings.
7D.
7D. 7 pence. Yeah.
And they went on to make instant mash in the end, didn't they?
Smash? They did, yeah.
Little aliens, robot aliens used to.
But what I mean is to say, you had the Fantastic Terrific, Pow, Smash, and Wham, and then Terrific went into Fantastic, and then those two went into one of the others. I'm not sure, but I'm sure Smash was the last one to be printed.
I love all the old superlative UK comic names, and some of them are like old words that aren't used much anymore, like Wookie and Beezer.
Closer, these don't look like they are actually comic. You know, the actual DC comic strips.
Yeah. Is that a Ginger Robin?
Well, I mean, it's just the different colouring into it that we've.
Grimly Fiendish.
Grimly Fiendish.
Yeah.
Smash had 270.
The one beneath it as a Grimly Fiendish.
270.
Yeah. 200. Yes. So I'm sure that was the last one. Before that was the last one because all the others amalgamated into it.
Wowzers. How much they set you back, Steve? Them ones?
They were. I got the bunches. They were because I got them in bunches of 3s, so they were 20 quid per bunch.
Ooh,
it was too bad, but
ow, yeah.
It's because they got Batman out front, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah.
But it makes I wonder if they're original stories because I mean they should be.
They won't be original stories.
It seems highly unlikely, but
the art. I don't recognise that art.
So I can confirm that the Batmans were reprinted.
Yeah.
From what?
I'm just checking to see if I can find that out. No, I can't.
I mean, if those have got Batwoman in,
they must be.
And then they must have been relatively recent
from the main series, surely.
Yeah. Unless they were like jumped around, they wouldn't necessarily run concurrently, would they?
The internal art
they might
was
jump
like
around in
Fantino then, wasn't it?
So I was just wondering if they were like newspaper, but I don't know whether they've been in any newspaper strips at that time as well.
I don't think so.
No, I just don't know what like Mark says. I just don't remember Batman being on the front cover. I mean, I used to buy it.
Well, it was 66. I probably didn't get Smash until the late 60s.
Yeah, maybe it stopped then.
Yeah, I think at a certain. I don't know what issue the Batman ones went up to, but it wasn't always on the front.
Because when it finally all amalgamated, you eventually ended up with Smash just being like the Beano and Dandy, didn't you?
Yeah.
It didn't have Marvel or DC or anything in there.
No, that's
Gray, can you put me on present, Gray, if I do a present?
Yeah, of course.
I think even one of those has got Daredevil in as well.
Yeah.
So Daredevil, the Hulk, and Batman. All in the same comic.
First crossover.
Yeah.
This is a little write-up off Wikipedia about those Batman appearances in Smash.
Newspaper strips.
I think it says it's a syndicated newspaper strip.
Yeah.
And it actually drawn by Al Plastino.
There you go. You're right, Terry. It comes from the newspaper strips.
Yeah.
Ghost written by Whitney Ellsworth.
See, I need to get those Superman, Batman, and Robin ones as well. Then.
It was 94 covers.
Not many. What have I got?
So I did it for a year and a half.
I've got 9, so I'm well into that collection.
Yeah. Yeah, they did it for a year and a half. And there's Daredevil you was mentioning, July 1967.
What did it say about after 114? Did it say it stopped after 114?
Oh no, I just closed it.
Yeah. Oh well. He said the popularity of the TV show faded, and after 114, I didn't catch what he said though.
I'll see if I can find it again.
You can always wiki it yourself, Steve, if you need to know.
Yeah, well, only what? Like I said, 90 odd.
90
odd issues.
Good luck.
Yeah. So, and you've got 9 of them.
Yeah.
It says after 2 years, the popularity of Batman faded. From issue 114 onward, Batman and Robin.
I'm going to watch out for those now. It's an auction.
Batman, Robin, what?
Moved to the inside pages.
Oh, right, okay. So
Pay the same price, about 600 quid you've still got to save to get the rest of you find them.
Gosh.
I'll see if I can get a bulk deal from somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Well, they look in nice condition.
You got any smashes, Darren, in your many boxes?
Oh, maybe a maximum of 4 or 5, and I wouldn't even know where to find them.
No.
I can't, certainly not any kind of long run. I had a couple of Terrifics and Powers, but I think I sent them to Bill as freebies. I just don't have any of those. Or what are the other ones called? Power. I haven't got any of that one. Terrific.
Power Wham.
No, I can't remember any of them. Can't remember seeing any of them. No, because I'd have clocked it.
I mean, the thing is, they couldn't have lasted for that much longer. Because you said, what issue did you say Smash finished at? 270?
270, yeah.
Yeah, well, it came out weekly, so that's only, 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they got through material like no tomorrow.
That's 5 and a bit years, and those other ones finished before them.
Yes.
So, so you're talking about a lifespan of possibly of 6 years at the very most. Of all
Yeah, but remember, Terry, Terrific and whatever it was, the other one was
Terrific finished at 46.
They were coming out weekly.
Yeah.
So within a year, they'd done 52 months worth of material from the US comics. So within 1 year, they'd done 4 or 5 years worth.
But they wouldn't do a full month though in a comic, would they? They'd do like you wouldn't get a full month comic in a weekly issue. You probably get like
that's like 3 parts.
Pages story, wasn't it? It was 3 weeks worth. 3 weeks gave you a American comic, I think.
Yeah, but there were 3 stories in it. So
that's right. Yeah, I mean, but what I mean is that, like you say, it would have done 3 issues in 3 weeks. It would have done anyway. Yeah. But I think Fantastic finished issue 97, so that didn't even last 2 years.
No.
So as I say, the lifespan of those was about 6 years. I didn't realise that. I thought that went on for a lot longer. But like you say, it's because they come out weekly. It just seems different, doesn't it? Yeah. But I just do not remember that Batman. I mean, I'm assuming I didn't buy them when that was on there because I do not remember Batman.
Me either. I don't remember Batman being there.
But like we said, I mean, that should be. I mean, the very first issue that happened, that should be worth a lot of money because I mean, it's the very first crossover of DC and Marvel, done by a Brit, but actually, no, it was probably done by a Scotsman because most of those were printed in Scotland, weren't they? Most of those books.
Yeah, DC Thompson, I think.
DC Thompson, yeah.
Oh, there could have been IPC or Oddams. I'm not sure.
That's in Scotland anyway, I think. Isn't Oddams Scotland? A Scottish company?
If I know. Oddams. Smash was by Oddams.
Yeah.
No, they're the Midlands, aren't they?
Yeah, is it Midlands? Yeah.
I actually don't know.
None of them comics are going anymore. It's all dead. Very sad.
Yeah. It's the old. Well, it would be lovely to get a revival of that kind of thing. But it's just not going to happen. I can't see
you don't need a revival. One's still going, the Beano.
Dandy's still going.
Yeah.
The world's longest running comic. What show is it on now?
Well, is it monthly now, isn't it?
No, I'm not sure it is.
Rebellion still pull older stuff out every now and again, don't they?
I thought the Dandy got cancelled paper-wise, but I thought that was
Haven't they all been updated as well now as well? So Fatty from the Backstreet Kids is now called Dave or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're right.
I'll tell you what might. I mean, it's not definite.
Commando still comes out.
The Beano is on issue 4,294.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reprints, though.
Easily the world's longest running comic.
And what Steve doesn't know is that Batman used to be in every single issue, so you have to go out and get them all.
But no, I mean, you got Commando as well. Commando's the longest running as far as the digest is concerned. That's still going.
But they are starting
4,700 or something ridiculous. Or
I went Commando today because I forgot my pants and I went swimming.
Huh? The reprints aren't coming out. And they started reprinting from number one.
The last time I read on the thing there, it says that they come out 4 times. They come out 4 times a month. 2 are reprints, 2 are new stories. That's what it said in the Boston, all the
Sorry, did you just say you'd gone Commando for 4,700?
Yeah, right. But no, it's just so. I mean, they're still going. So I mean, it's amazing. Really, it is still going because you wouldn't have thought that war stories and that all stuff would have any interest, especially as there's real things going on in the world as they are.
I think it's got to be older readership though. Commandos, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, probably.
I can't imagine kids. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, I can't imagine, like you say, I can't imagine kids reading them. I think it's probably for adults.
What about the sci-fi one? There used to be like a sister one that was sort of similar size.
Yeah.
Trailblazer, was it?
Starblazer,
that's it.
There was Starburst as well, wasn't there?
Is it still going?
Starburst is what? No, Starburst is what they called Opal Fruits when they renamed it.
Wasn't that a sci-fi mag? Starburst.
There was a magazine called Starburst.
Yeah.
Collected.
I've got more. I've got a bunch of Starblazers.
Yeah.
So there's only one event that might just rejuvenate a little tiny bit of interest in English comics again, and that event will be the introduction of Captain Britain to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At that time, a few American collectors all of a sudden will get to know, just a few will get to know that Captain Britain was actually had original stuff, quite a lot of it, printed in the UK before he even appeared in the Marvel team-ups, and they might go and get it. And if they do start going to get it and starting putting YouTubes or whatever out there, then that will expand into talking about the other Marvel UK superhero stuff. And once that gets into the paper copies of the Hulk and the Spider-Man and stuff, then they might just unravel the English paper weekly comics. But it's going to be such an insignificantly small amount of people. It's not going to change the world.
There's a Rogue Trooper film coming out as well, isn't there?
I've heard about it.
Cool.
So
release this kind of film more
that's even more
underground
niche than Captain Britain, isn't it?
Did you see the Strontium Dog fan film that was made a few years ago?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
That was decent. And there's a Judge Dredd kind of underground. Is it Judge Minty or something like that? I can't remember now. I think it's Judge Minty. Can't remember. You got in a Cursed Earth or something.
No, I used to like. So that's the characters I did like. Strontium Dog.
Yeah.
And Trooper. I did like that.
Mm.
I think there's a lot of CGI in that. I think it's all CGI. That Rogue Trooper.
I mean, the new series, the new thing, the Ghost Machine stuff that Image do. There's a character there called Geiger, and realistically, looking at him, he isn't dissimilar from Strontium Dog.
Okay.
Saying so. I mean, I don't know whether that's where they got the idea of him, because I mean, Strontium Dog is what in the 70s, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he was in the first issues of the 2000 AD, I think. Strontium Dog, wasn't he?
No, he started out in Star-Lord.
Oh, did he?
It wasn't until Star-Lord till it merged with 2000 AD that he actually first appeared. You got any Star-Lords? Darren, I'm trying to finish my run of Star-Lords.
I reckon I've maybe got 2 full sets.
Oh, I got.
But they're deeply hidden away, and I don't know where they are. But I know which collections they would have been in when I bought them. But where they are in the house, I don't know.
Not bad.
And he's not allowed to move anything for 10 days.
So is your Marvel room now full of another additional 23,000 comics?
it's only full of 7,000 which were on the shop plus 23,000. So, funnily enough, 30, however many that adds up to, perfectly fit into the Marvel room.
Anything else fit into the Marvel
room? You're going
room?
to be visiting that room quite frequently soon.
It'll be the only room I'm going to visit soon.
Do you have to move boxes to get to boxes, or are they all accessible straight away?
They're not bad. They're pretty well laid out. He has to move 1 or 2 boxes sometimes, but I think he's got it pretty well organised.
They're stacked 3 high, and they go down. So it goes. So the first A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then E, and then
you have to move.
So the problem is, whenever any order comes in, I can guarantee you all the comics are in all the bottom boxes. And I have to lift the top box and the middle box to get to the bottom box. So we end up when I do launches with muscles like Popeye, and no other muscles on my body. And it's hard work, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I do, and it'll make you laugh. I take Mark. I always think of Mark when I do this because he's a Flash Gordon fan. You know, when Zarkov is in the mines of Mongo, of Ming's, you know, when he's shoveling the coal into the furnace, wearing raggedy underpants. Well, that's how I get the comics out because it's such a hot, sweaty experience. I usually do it in just my pants.
That's in the cartoon version, isn't it?
I might cancel my order, Darren.
That was too much information.
Is that from the cartoon version of Flash Gordon? I seem to have caught it from the cartoon version of Flash Gordon.
Well, it's in the black and white one as well. I was thinking.
Okay.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
I have got
the episode that always sticks in my mind from when I was like 5 years old, watching on a Saturday morning.
I got the box set of that Flash Gordon. I was watching it the other year, and I didn't realise they had Sharkmen in it. You know, they had Hawkmen, everything else had Sharkmen. There's a bloke of blokes in trunks swimming around in a big swimming pool, and that was the Sharkmen of Mongo or whatever. That was like, oh, that's bloody weird.
Yeah. And so, like, after I spend the next 10 days just recovering fully from the op and just finishing off sending emails to customers. I'll be then busy most of the time for a few weeks packing orders. So that'll be my days gone. But once that slows down a little bit, I've then got to decide what's the next stuff to work on for the shop.
DC.
Obviously.
Well, so the problem is I've got about 30,000 DC comics that haven't yet been processed. Now, if I was to do 30,000 comics of DC, you're going to talk another 18 months again, aren't you, at least?
What you should do, you should clear them out by letting us all come and visit you and clear your stock by buying £2 a comic.
Yeah. I'll pay you £10 a box to take them away. House clearance.
Oh,
well,
this is hard work carrying them, but I do my best.
This is kind of for Steve's benefit. Now, I went to come find that smash that I have for my birthday. Couldn't find it. Don't know where it is right now. But if you want to blow me up, I'll show a couple things that we talked about and I showed before, and see if that's a 1943 Superman Daily.
Sydney.
Newspaper Sunday. Sydney, Australia. 1943, 4-page color comic section. And then there's June 20th, 1943. Superman Daily.
They jumped on the boat pretty quickly then, didn't they? 4 years or 5 years.
Yeah, this is January of 44. They folded out different with that one. They printed Superman different after that. Since I was in the Aussie stuff, there's a 1950s Atlas reprint of Marines in Action 8.
Australian again, is it?
Yeah, for a shilling. Couple late 40s Australian original stories. Hudson Hawk. But again, topical. Tell me how many of these you've ever seen. Batman.
Batman and the X-Men.
None.
Batman and Dr. Octopus.
Just hold that closer to the screen so I can see the blue circle on the cover, the top left of the cover.
Carl, does that say 345? Was that an issue number?
Yeah.
Is Lazzy Cheldricom. Now,
Right,
what?
it's
that looks
Denari.
like
Denari. It's Greek. It's Greek.
Is it Greek? Dinar.
Dinar's Greek, aren't they?
Is it? No, and it's no. That's drachma.
Was that
Dinar
1970s?
How about Superman? How about
Dinar is like
Superman?
Eastern European.
But it's Spider-Man.
I thought you said like Arabic or something, like some kind of Arabic.
Oh, is that 1970s?
I'm not sure.
Since there wasn't, they didn't give a shit about copyrights and licensing and all that shit. They just print stories together.
It's
No,
Iraqi.
that
It's Iraqi.
white Batman heading looks
Yeah,
like
but that wasn't Iraqi
around about
language.
issue 270 of Batman. That's why I asked, is it 70s?
The Serbian dinar, Macedonian dinar.
Belgrade.
Oh wow.
Here we are,
Belgrade, Yugoslavia.
Croatian dinar. It was probably Croatian.
There's a few
Belgrade,
countries.
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavian dinar. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Belgrade, Yugoslavia.
So is there actually any Batman in those, or is he just Marvel
There's
stuff?
Spider-Man issue 211. Here's Batman Neotkind. And it's in their language. There's Prince Valiant.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well, so J in Eastern European is a Y, and the AJ is I. Is like an I, like on a ship. Aye, Captain. So that actually was Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man.
Yep. This is X out of Yugoslavia. I want to say, I don't think they put, 1982. So, well before the wall came down. And they split up countries. So I got 3 of those X still. Again, it's pick a language.
Well, that's Middle Eastern for
That
sure.
looks like Hebrew or something.
Right. That's Detective Comics. What's that? 323?
So, this is in Arabic though. I don't remember the exact country, but Sagmar, Dusu.
Huh?
That looks like Turkish.
Pretty sure that's what that is.
That's their cover as well, isn't it? I mean, I don't remember the shadow being on that cover.
How about some Italian Neil Adams?
Brave and the Bold, that is, isn't it? That's from Brave and the Bold, about 89, is it? Issue 89?
If you finish your show, could you put a bit more cold water in my bottle for you so you just double check the cooker?
And then here we go.
Yeah. I need to put my own water actually, so I'll do yours.
Batman 167.
That's the same set, Mark.
It's not. It's a different run.
This is later in the run.
No, it's
No,
not
no,
later in
that's
the
the
run.
same.
It's a different run. The
Yeah.
run
Oh,
I
yeah. The other one was with Robin, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this is 1966.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got a $100 price tag on it. I got it for free, but they're advertising Stallmannen.
Superman.
$65. Yeah, this is 65. And it is Ladder Lapanach Robin. It's just the later issues. Just one of the later issues. Yeah.
That says
27.
Friday the 27th of August.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
1965.
Red Egg.
And again, these are stupid rare. So if he's got one 10 years older, it takes
I don't know. It's
stupid to a whole new level.
really rare.
And that's why I said I was surprised you didn't buy like my Stallmannen back when you found one. But I think you've since found out that they're impossible to find. You found them, but 8 November 1950.
I've actually got a bunch of those, Kyle. I have found that I got offered them from the guy who did the comic pressing. What's he called?
And they're stupid rare. If he's got a bunch.
What's the guy called who does the comic pressing?
John Lacey. John Lacey
contacted me and said, "Are you interested in foreign edition stuff?" I said, "Yeah." I got about 10 of those from John Lacey.
Pounce, because you have the only other ones I've ever seen, and this is straight Golden Age.
I get a fair few from John Lacey.
I mean, they were slightly limited, but it's thin paper covers and stuff. These things just didn't survive.
No.
So they're just ridiculous.
And go trying to find a comic shop in Sweden.
Bleak, French, Canadian, American.
What happened to Bill? Did he get arrested eventually for behaving like a homicidal maniac in his car?
That comic there, Kyle, right? That's a book, and that's obviously a foreign version of a book. That book was printed in the UK by Titan, and I won that book by Titan in a newspaper competition when I was about 17 years old. And I've got the newspaper and the photo that has me holding up the books that I won.
There you go. Yeah, came straight out of Poland. Argentina.
Which town was this?
You mean the little newspaper I've got? It would have been.
That last one you just showed, Carl. I mean, that's some of their artist covers, isn't it? I mean, that's not American cover. That's not a duplicate of an American. I mean, I know it's Catwoman, but that's their art, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, the art. Sometimes they did their own.
Yeah.
Lynn Vingen.
That's a Neil Adams cover, isn't it?
1976.
You knew it was Neil Adams. Yeah, that's Neil Adams.
1976.
I'm going to run and catch something quick.
Got to throw in some Marvel. Anybody want to take a shot at that word?
Elfin Bunsbendinen.
Goodinen.
Elfin Bunsbendinen.
Name of an elephant, is it?
Yeah.
Is that Conan?
Concal. Yep, that's Conan.
Red Sonja.
1966 Batman.
That's from a comic annual. That's an annual cover, isn't it? Yeah. I think I might have had that one for Christmas.
I wonder if that's got the. I'm assuming that's got the same stuff as the.
I got out all this while I was looking for that.
You've got that one, haven't you?
Join local Texas firefighters in rescue efforts following the devastating flash floods in the Texas Hill.
That's nice.
An original Spirit section. Uncut. Has not been cut. From 1943.
Yeah. They didn't really approve of circumcision then.
Yep. So, talk about stupid rare. These are hard enough to come by, but to come by one that hadn't even been cut for distribution. And then two for fun. What's the oldest comic book you ever seen, Steve? Straight up comic book.
It'll be early 40s.
How about 1905?
Foxy Grandpa again.
Fucking Foxy Grandpa. Those treated like bunnies.
But are you ready for this?
1890.
How about 1895?
1896.
1896.
Give you for a year. That's Billy Butt.
But is it a comic? Is it a comic, Kyle, or is it a?
It's comic format.
text?
It has ad stuff in it, but it fits the comic format.
Does it have
Yeah, what is
bubbles?
it, man?
With speech bubbles? Does it have speech bubbles?
It's a format debate other than anything else
No,
because
to be a comic, it needs to have speech bubbles. No.
well, I mean, the stuff inside predates the known comic book by like 5 years. But again, it's you know how I feel about the Brownies. The
Yeah.
first appearance of the Brownies. I mean, that's probably the pinnacle of American comic book importance. But this, which if it's speech bubbles, and it's not the book because there's larger books and things like that. And again, it predates it, but it's the format adjustment. You know, which word balloons came in that time frame.
Well, Punch had world balloons way before that.
But I mean, like this, you want crazy. You want to see the first Mutt and Jeff comic book?
Punch started in the 1700s, didn't it, Mark?
No, it started in.
And this is actually considered a comic book.
1800s then.
More like a strip book.
It's a strip book, but yeah, it's a 1910 Mutt and Jeff. First appearance of Mutt and Jeff.
1841, the first Punch. I've got it.
Yeah. Which, yeah, but I mean, there's 10 quite early word balloons, yeah.
Kyle, hold up that Batman one again, that foreign Batman book.
I showed you like 26 foreign Batman ones.
The one that was
the one you had?
Yeah. It's like a purpley reddy color. A guy with a scythe sweeping it.
Yeah, that was great. I picked it up, I twitched and dropped it. I got the shakes bad. This was a stupid idea coming up here, but you know what the hell. Hey, look, Neil Adams, Ben and Sal.
That's it. That's it. That's the one. And this is the actual one that I won in the competition in about 1987 or something like that.
Young Darren. What did you have to do to win it, Darren?
I had to answer 3 questions about comics, and I can't remember what they are, but they are in the right.
I'm kidding.
One of them was what's the real name of Nightwing or something, which was
Dick Grayson.
Was one of them. The same competition. This was another one. That was another book, identical sort of format.
Detective 402.
You see this? It says from the Titan book. From the Titan book.
Titan, yeah.
Bow from the grave.
Look, Titans there. You see, that's the Titan logo on the bottom there.
Yeah.
And I think that was
grave.
also.
And this is you have the English version though, right? Not the Polish.
This is the English one, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the Polish one that was printed in '91.
And I had these just downstairs in it. I've got one box from when I was a kid, right? In that box, I also, just because I just ran downstairs when I saw that one that Kyle had, I also found this, which is the hardcover of the Parable Mobius.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. I've never seen that.
Hey, you can throw that in with it.
I bought this brand new from the comic book stop that I used to go to. This is my copy.
Yeah, hey, take that £8 then, since Gray didn't say nothing. Take that £8, apply it to that, and throw that in my order.
And also in there, I found this, which I didn't even know I had, but I must have picked this up somewhere. This is
It's
a
the
French
Super X-Men.
Super X-Men, and isn't that the cover to X-Men Giant Size 1 or something very similar to that?
No,
Or
that's
not?
a Brent Anderson poster cover. That's from a Brent Anderson poster.
Adieu, Epervier. And then also, what I also have to show you is this. Before Splat Comics, did I ever tell you I had a comic shop called Comic Culture in Lincoln?
Yes,
No.
I think I didn't know that.
This is the last surviving carrier bag of that shop.
Where have the rest gone?
Awesome.
Are they clogging up the ocean?
I sold the rest of the carrier bags to the guy who bought the shop from me, and he since no longer does Comic Culture, so I guess he's thrown them away. And then the other thing that I was into back then, this was one that I bought for myself. A book.
Cat Parent Britain.
Just some old random junk that I used to collect.
So that Captain Britain's his new costume. Let's say it's not his.
Also, that one was found in there.
Bloody hell.
This one, Gray. This one for you. And this one. That's a Titan box as well. And that's it. That's all I've got. Is that Gray asking something?
I do have 2 issues of.
Yeah, apparently Greyman came second place in that competition, and he's been seething ever since.
The beard.
Yeah.
Well, there were only 2 people entered.
Look at those. I love those.
But because they're foreign, I couldn't tell they were Marvel ones.
Superman.
Oh, despite the fact it had the word Marvel written on it.
Yeah, I thought they were DC.
So what is Carl with another batch?
Some French Special Strange.
That's what we call you, Special Strange.
Yeah, that was your that's your medical diagnosis, isn't it, Carl?
The thick version of X-Men 137.
Very thick.
The thin version of X-Men 137. Which the one had most of the saga in it. This just had 137 in it. So, yeah, hey, I showed comic books. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm done showing things.
Bill's disappeared again, has he?
Bill's been in, for a minute, and he's gone again.
Yeah, I know. So I went out to let him in, and all he did was sit there playing his radio. I don't know if he was driving or not. He was in his car.
I don't know.
He was in his car.
And he got back to the shop again, so probably not.
And then one of the things I want to do once I've got the shop chucking out orders is I want to resort the Dobson, so then I can show you guys the Dobson that's been filtered out to the stuff that's more interesting.
You ain't got any 2000 AD on the shop, have you, Darren?
No, there's huge swathes of stuff that I just haven't got anything of. So 2000 AD I want to put on the shop, but what do you do? I mean, so great. There's like 30,000 DC. There's probably about 3,000, 4,000, 2,000 AD.
So Darren, listen to me. I know you have your madness. But
the madness of
you do not have to process 30,000 at a time. Couldn't you just
That is true. That is true.
You just say, look, I've got 3,000 Batman comics. I'm going to do 3,000 Batman comics. And that'll take a couple of weeks. Yeah. Rather than saying, I've got to do 30,000 DCs. Can't you just do that?
So I've always had the same excuse for not doing that. Reason, justification, whatever you call it. And it's very simple. Is that
he's a masochist.
I'm a masochist. Because I work alone, there's no one here to help me. I'm not the best of workers anyway, at the best of times.
Really?
When I process orders at the finish of the day of however long it's taken me to process orders that day, I'm knackered and I've had enough and I just don't want to do anything else. So therefore, when I'm selling, I don't process.
Yeah, it's fair
For
enough.
that reason, I wait till the selling's sort of died down, and then I do all the processing. And I've just found it convenient in the past to do 18 months of selling and 18 months of processing and then repeat. So, and for efficiency purposes, in those blocks of 18 months selling, I say, right, I'm going to do all the Marvels that I've got in my house in one go. And then the next time I'll say I'll do all the DC or I'll do all the Marvel and DC or whatever. And so that then makes it an efficiency of scale because I'm doing the same. You know, I don't have to get, if I do small batches, because everything is like a huge spreadsheet, or pull the camera out the cupboard and then do photo management, category management, and price management. So for efficiency, instead of doing it like time after time after time on multiple batches, I just do it all in one massive big wallop. And as long as I've got enough money to get me through that period, I'm happy to do that still because it is it's more efficient. Now there are other ways I could do it that are less efficient or involve taking on extra labor or whatever, or I can prioritize what I want to put on sale and so on. And these are the thoughts I'm currently having, but I've always thought to myself, I want to get a certain amount of financial stability behind me before I upscale to anything like that. So for now, I'm just doing it on a sort of a one-man band type thing. I'm hoping that this Marvel thing might just kick me to a level where I can consider other possibilities. So that's the long answer, basically. It's always in the back of my mind how to change and how to improve and so on, but it's not always at the forefront of what I'm going to do tomorrow, you know. At the minute, what's swimming around is, so Mark, exactly what you just said with Batman, right? I'm in the last discount sale, Batman and Detective, they're just gone. I just don't have Batman and Detective on the shop anymore, and it's a huge black hole because that's what DC collectors come to the shop for, Batman and Detective. I have an enormous amount of Batman and Detectives from probably the early 70s, just a touch of the late 60s. In fact, probably mid 60s through to about 2014. Yeah, I pretty much have a full run of Batman and a full run of Detective. Yeah. In various grades, various condition, etc. Yeah. So, right, if I was to section off that and put it on the shop, that would be a great short-term venture, which would immediately pick up some money for me, immediately get customers there, and so on. But at the end of that, I have no Batman left, and I have no Detective left. I've got every other DC comic in triplicate, in terms of the 80s and stuff, the stuff that hardly sells. So I'm stuck then into a position where I don't have anything. I've got to go out buying, and I've got to go out specifically buying Batman stuff. And so that it's always playing in my mind of, should I just put the Batman on and just don't worry too much about the other DC, or should I just get all the DC on and and just get the DC collectors in and put everything except the Batman on sale, so that DC, because DC's harder to sell, as you know. I'm hoping that the James Gunn work on the movies might have a slight bit of interest coming up, but it's very doubtful. But basically, I've got such a lot of DC comics, I want to sell them. So I think I'm going to have to discount DC except Batman heavily. I don't think I need to discount Marvel, and I don't think so therefore, in my mind, I've got two plays in mind. One is I either just get all the DC and put them all.
No,
on.
You've got a lot of modern trash on Marvel. You'll have to discount that to move it.
Yes, I think you're right, but I'm not going to do that until.
No, you don't have to do it now. But
until way later.
The stuff you've got there from 2000 through to 2015. It's dollar bin stuff.
Yeah, but you'd be amazed, Mark, because I watch what people are buying on Facebook, and I listen to other people what they're after. A lot of people go out there specifically looking to buy collections from 2000 onwards, and I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, but it's what they want to sell. So there is a market for it, and I think that, you've just got to expand your customer base to include those people as well, and then it sells. And there's always new people coming along. New people tend to buy the most recent and go backwards rather than starting at the old days and come forward. So So the Marvel's done. I bet you if I got every single Marvel comic left in my house and put them all in boxes, I would have no more boxes than 2 long boxes full of Marvel. That's it. And that includes my special ones that I've been hoarding for CGC purposes and so on. I don't have any Marvel left other than the ones on the shop. So Marvel's out of the equation. DC, I've got about 30,000, and then there's Indies. I've got probably 20,000, and then comics which are not Marvel DC size comics. I've got God knows how many, like English weeklies, 2000 ADs, Classics Illustrated, Alan Class, annuals, hardback annuals from British stuff, books from the like 1920s and so on that makes Kyle dribble and so on, and God knows what else. So I've got and all that Western stuff, and in the Dobson collection. Hey! I'm very, very, very tempted to get a few of those chunks and do those, because now instead of doing the DC, because if I do the DC first, I may die before I ever do any of the other stuff.
As long as you leave them to me in your wheel.
Yeah, you're in the world 20 times over, Gray.
if that's how you're gonna run it.
The problem is
do everything first, leave the DC till last. There's an outside chance.
The more obscure stuff has less people looking for it, so I would then be catering to a smaller market. Might be harder to sell, but that's where. So all of these things are bouncing around my head. But that's where you remember the justification for me using the green dot, blue dot, red dot system, so on, was a single solitary unique item can be put on eBay electronically. This obscure stuff has a chance of selling on eBay, and that's the best place to put it to attract other people who've never heard of the word Splat Comics before. That's how I get them to come to my website and see the other stuff I've got. So the overarching strategy has always been, and I've always failed, is to get everything in the house on the shop and then put everything on the shop electronically onto eBay.
Right. So my final question is, do you want to come on to suddenlycomic.com YouTube channel and let me interview you about your relaunch?
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
Right.
100%.
So we'll fix that up in the next few days.
100%. That's a wonderful thing. That would be. That really would. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hundreds. It generally I get 100+ views. So
you get more views you will here anyway.
One or two more than Geeky Weekly, but
yep. And Darren, if you can't move those Classics Illustrated, you can ship it whatever ones you want across here to me.
Yeah, the Classics Illustrated, Kyle. I know that right, throughout the years when I bought stuff, I said I don't want Classics Illustrated. It's complete dog shit. It's just rubbish. It's not. Most of it is, but some of it isn't.
As long as the first print's not rubbish and your doctor knows not rubbish.
You have to know what you're talking about with Classics Illustrated to know what's good and what's not. And also, there is a market, and I know exactly where that market is, of Classics Illustrated people. And so I've always wanted to get all my Classics Illustrated, and there's not a lot. There's probably 5 short boxes, graded, boarded, bagged, the same old treatment I've given the Marvel, put it in a category on the shop, and then get that category and plonk it in the place where I know they're all hiding.
Well,
and there's only about 100 of them.
The easiest thing to remember about them is if it says 10 cents, it's a first print.
Yeah, but there's some very obscure, not first print Classics Illustrated rarities that they ape apeshit over. And I don't even know if I've got any of those
covers and things like that. Yeah,
there's so many different weird variants. I don't know which ones I have and which ones I don't have until I sit down and go through the task. And I've always been putting off the task, right? So, but when what changed it is Frank Dobson. The 3 of the 5 short boxes, 3 of them are his, and he was a Classics Illustrated collector.
They'll be first. They'll be great.
Yes, they will, and so that makes it worth doing the Classics Illustrated job. Absolutely, 100%.
I always had a goal to get a Classic Comics on the original banner before it even became Classics Illustrated. And I always wanted one and could have got one, dragged my feet. Now I'm just kicking myself in the ass. I'm not going to find one.
Well, I have them. I have them, but again, I'm going to sell them at whatever the price is for those items.
Well, like beater copies of the originals are $100 books all day long. You get high grade copies, you're in the tens of thousands.
Frank Dobson has one of every copy, except Dr. No, it seems. But that he may have had it, and his son was
no to that one.
Out to auction it.
He said no to that one. He was like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't want that one.
Right, can I ask you about your near mint copy of X-Men 109? It seems like a lot of money compared to my comic shop, unless it's a definite 9.8.
Which one are we talking about, Gray?
Near mint X-Men 109. You've got it for 539 quid.
What?
And that's,
you didn't have that. Wasn't
well, it might be a pricing error.
That's what I'm wondering.
That wasn't 539. Like when I did my order, it wasn't that much.
Is it Uncanny X-Men 109 near mint pence?
Near mint pence, yeah. Because
it wasn't that price the other day. 539.
So I can explain what I wanted to explain. The only one it's cheaper than is a 9.8 on.
Well, let me check my source and see if I've screwed it up.
Price of a 9.4, unless you're I don't know, it might be a mistake.
Yeah, that was in there for like.
Got to check my source. It's very simple.
What's happening is he's pricing it against a 9.8 graded.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I do not remember. I almost bought your $90 copy of that, and I did not remember seeing a $500 copy. Your 500-pound copy is 101.
Kyle found an error where I was trying to sell X-Men 101, which is worth a couple of hundred quid, for £4. Trying to sell it to Kyle for £4.
Oh, wow.
Right, so that is the kind of error we might be talking about, and the reason that happened is my comic, the old one, had been matched to a facsimile.
Yeah.
So the old one picked up the facsimile price. On this one that you're talking about, it's very possible that my near mint comic may be picking up the price of a 9.8 CGC one by accident.
Yeah.
That's the kind of.
That's like a 200.
I don't price these. They're priced by, let's call it artificial intelligence.
I thought you had it like 250 quid, and that was perfectly fine by me. Your mint copy, I thought 250 or whatever was perfectly fine.
I'll tell you when I see my source. When I look at my source, I can tell you whether I've matched it to a CGC.
Don't I win the book or something if I get that?
You win £1.
Oh, that was it. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was one or the other, and I guess wrong.
Right, my source.
That's actually the oldest book. That's the oldest
comic. He's so generous, isn't he?
My source has a near mint copy at £600 precisely. Raw. My source has a very fine plus copy at £400. So there's a huge difference on my source between a very fine plus and a near mint.
Well, I mean, that's a key book, but it's like a $300 key book or £300 key book.
So that book, according to the way I price my comics, Gray, is you don't get a pound. You don't win a pound. It's correctly priced.
Give me a quick.
Nobody will buy it.
The site you're looking at?
It's very possible that nobody will buy it, but it has been priced by my algorithms correctly.
I coin flipped your lower grade one, and then I thought, nah, because your lower grade one's like what, 90 quid,
£80.95.
Yeah.
What will happen, just so you know, over time, and I'm completely relaxed that this does happen, is that those ones that are not overpriced, if you like, will sell, and those ones that are overpriced, either someone will write me and make me an offer, or it won't sell. And 1 year or 18 months from today or whenever it is, I'll finally get around to doing a discount sale. As I go 70%, 60, 50, whatever, someone will buy it when it becomes an appealing price.
Yeah. So what makes that book key?
Eventually.
Triple G, this is where the uncool kids hang out.
Yeah, this is where no one watches us.
We have about 3 viewers.
3?
As many as that now, Gray, or is it less?
Well, we've gone from 1 to 2, so that's
okay.
So we've managed to double the viewership tonight.
I don't want to disappoint you,
so,
I'm one of those viewers.
Steve's one of them viewers.
I'm the other one.
Mark, what's key about that X-Men 109?
I haven't got a clue.
I'm not an X-Men collector.
I know nothing about X-Men. I buy them and sell them.
Is your first Vindicator?
It's the first Vindicator, but that's where John Byrne takes over the series.
That's the first comic book that I ever owned, I think. American comic book. It's the oldest one. When I went for my comics a few years ago, that was the oldest one that I had in my collection anyway.
That's why it was so expensive, because Byrne took over the series. And
when
he
I look
changed
at the
Wolverine.
source, when I look at the source, right, my algorithms, I think that my algorithm, if the source has a comic in near mint, I think it uses that as the base price. But if it doesn't have a near mint, it looks at all the other ones and proratas them up. Well, I would say that my source has made a significant step up on the near mint comic, which I would regard as an error anyway. So I think it's probably about £100 overpriced.
Yeah, there's a 9.6 on my comic shop for $370.
Yeah.
Mind you, the 9.8 is 1,325. So if it is a 9.8, that might be worth getting graded if you think it might be a 9.8.
You know what? I'm not going to grade anything possibly, because it's, to me, I just want to buy it raw and sell it raw, and then I don't have to worry about all the other crap in the middle. But let everyone else do grading. I buy raw, I sell raw, and that's all I do.
Yeah.
From
what we learned tonight, you even distribute them in the raw as well, in just your underpants.
Yeah.
Here's the American version. Here's the Scottish version.
Shock News. Comics are collated and distributed. And put together and posted.
Au naturel. They call him Mr. Natural.
I do at least have my underpants on.
Well, thank good for that.
If it's Christmas time, I'll do it in my scarf and.
Everybody give Pete one of these or one of these.
What for? What we're missing?
Pete says he's watching Cocoon tonight.
I must watch Cocoon again.
If he wants to punish himself, he's more than welcome to.
Yeah. Make me feel like Hume Cronin.
Yeah.
You watch out for the sun in this
just
weather.
Just because you're a kid, Pete. Just because you're a kid.
Yeah, they always say he's old on his show, and he's only 47.
Yeah.
He should be 48 soon, I think. I think his birthday's in July.
So what I tell you what I'd love to do.
Did she run your giveaway for you and ended up giving it to somebody with the maximum postage attached to it?
Yeah, nice and Italy, but they still watch. Well, they watch his show anyway. I don't know about mine, but they do watch his. The guys on there in the chat every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 53 quid for Italian postage, but there you go. I learnt my lesson. Next, my 500 giveaway, if I ever get to 500, is gonna be it's probably gonna be a sort of my comic shop voucher or something like that.
My favorite giveaway, I can't remember what it was. It's like a 500th viewer or something. Was won by my local hairdresser who lives 200 yards away.
Right.
So I just took it round to his shop and gave it to him.
Andy?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it matters where you send post now. It's expensive. I mean, I think America to Canada's dearer than sending from England to America.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's crazy. Isn't it?
I couldn't believe how much it was for a simple card nowadays. I sent a birthday card to a channel in America. Back when I was still working in the post office in 2018, it was like £1.5 or something like that. £3.20 for sending just a birthday card. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't want to walk that distance, would you?
I know. That's almost the price of half a pint of beer, Gray.
Well, it depends what pub you go, mate. I don't go any pubs that cost more than that for a pint.
I think I got Bill in a little trouble by going on my little rant about fuck them all. I think I offended a lot of Texans, and he had me amplified in his shop.
Oh, did you do that
was in the shop, Kyle. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think there's anyone in there, was there, when you were talking?
Tempest. Peter's one of these strange figure collectors.
He does have a nice display of figures, which I've seen on his videos as well.
Yeah, you guys are a bit strange.
How have you got any room after all the comics you're supposed to be collecting? I don't know. It's shocking.
Peter's changed his back wall now.
I mean,
don't
look
know
at that
he's got another
behind
room.
Tempest. Look at that shelf behind Tempest. How do you dust all those?
Exactly. I
don't dust them, Mark.
I'm allergic to house dust mites.
They come alive at night and clean themselves.
Yeah.
I just get a leaf blower in room.
I mean, Pete has all his in beautiful cabinets that stop dust settling on them.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm not one of those kinds of collectors.
You're not. Okay.
Shit, by the time Pete hit puberty, I was already through my second complete collection of comics. Lost my shop and then started over again. So I'm on my third collection.
I don't want to think of a teenager, Pete. Thank you very much.
So, Peter, as I said, Peter's 47, but I think he's 48 this month. He hasn't answered back, so I don't know whether he's still there or not.
That one.
Craziest thing in the world to me, if Pete and I were in uniform, I had to salute him.
Yes, that's right.
Why, was he a higher rank than you?
Of course, I could salute him like this or like this.
Right, guys, I'm off. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Chat.
See you later, Mark.
Yeah, ditto.
That's 2 hours. That's 2 hours. Let's all bugger off.
It's a bit warm, so I'm going to go and cool down.
See you later, folks.
I'll see you later, guys.
Video again. See you later.